Congratulations, you're about to commit the most selfish act of your life, and you're calling it a blessing. We've been brainwashed to believe that reproduction is a noble sacrifice. But look at the world you're inviting them into. An economy that's hollowed out, a climate that's failing, a system that sees your newborn as nothing more than a fresh set of lungs to tax and a lifelong debtor. You aren't creating a legacy. You're creating a victim for a game they can't win. But here's the part you're ignoring. Let's stop the romantic lies. You say you want a child because you have so much love to give. But is it love, or is it just a biological craving you can't control? In the US and UK, the middle class isn't living, it's gasping for air. Real wages haven't moved in decades, while the cost of a basic life has gone vertical. By bringing a life here, you aren't giving them a future. You're giving them a 40-year mortgage and a front-row seat to the collapse. Is that your definition of love? Or is it just financial negligence disguised as a miracle? The birth strike isn't a trend for the weak. It's the first time in history that workers are refusing to provide the machine with its fuel. Think about why the elites are so terrified of falling birth rates. They don't care about your family values. They care about their future labor force. They need your kids to stay poor, stay desperate, and stay working until they're 80. Your DNA is being used as collateral for a debt you didn't even sign for, and no one tells you this. So, let's settle the debate. Are you a hero for continuing the line, or are you just another victim of a biological pyramid scheme, a scheme where you pay with your life and your child pays with theirs? We're taught that choosing freedom over fatherhood is cowardly, but look at the math, look at the data. Who's actually the coward? The one who refuses to play a rigged game, or the one who forces a new player into the meat grinder just so they don't feel lonely? The truth is about to get much, much uglier. Because once you see the $350,000 receipt for a life that can't afford a home, you'll realize the blessing is actually a scam. Let's look at the receipts, because your feelings don't change the math. In 1970, a single blue-collar income could buy a house, 2 cars, and raise 3 kids. Today, you can have a master's degree and a 6-figure salary, and you're still 1 medical bill away from homelessness. The American dream has been restructured into a subscription service you can't afford to renew. In major US and UK cities, rent has spiked 300% since the 90s, while real wages have crawled by a pathetic 15%. You're bringing a life into a game where the entry fee is higher than the jackpot, and it gets much worse. The average cost to raise a child in the West has hit a staggering $350,000. That's not luxury, that's just survival. If you took that same money and put it into a basic index fund at age 25, you'd be retiring with over $2 million. Instead, you're choosing to spend it on diapers and therapy for a child who will likely never own a home. You aren't just parenting. You're donating your retirement fund to a system that will never pay you back. But here's the part they hide. Look at the home ownership rates for Gen Z and millennials. In Canada and Australia, prices have outpaced local salaries by 10 to 1. You're inviting a child to a dinner party where all the seats are already taken. Every kid born today is a guaranteed renter for life. They will spend their best years paying off some billionaire's mortgage instead of building their own lives. Is that a legacy? Or is it just supplying the next generation of tenants for the ruling class? This is where it breaks. We celebrate struggle parenting like it's a badge of honor. But in 2026, struggling isn't a phase, it's the permanent design. Inflation in food and energy is hitting double digits in the UK and Europe. Your ancestors had kids to work the farm. The system wants you to have kids to work the cubicle and pay interest on credit cards. If you can't afford your own freedom, why are you so eager to sell someone else's? The truth is, you're not just broke, you're being outplayed. And no one tells you the real motive. You've been told that money isn't everything. But ask the parent who can't afford childcare if that's true. Ask the kid who's starting life with 6 figures of debt if love pays the bills. The math is cold, it's brutal, and it's 100% honest. The system isn't broken, it's working exactly as intended. And you're just the one providing the next battery. But that's not even the real reason they want you to keep breeding. Because once you identify who actually benefits from your sacrifice, you'll realize the villain isn't who you think it is.
Why does the government panic when birth rates drop? It's not because they care about your family tree. It's because the entire global economy is a giant Ponzi scheme that requires constant new blood to stay alive. They don't see a baby. They see a future taxpayer, a worker who will pay into a social security system that will be bankrupt by the time they need it. They've turned your biological instinct into a state-mandated production line, and the machine is hungry. Corporate giants love traditional values because desperate parents are the easiest employees to exploit. A person with no kids can quit a toxic job tomorrow. But a parent with a mortgage and a childcare bill, they are compliant. They are trapped. They are loyal because they have no choice. The system doesn't want you free. It wants you responsible, because responsible is just a polite word for too scared to fight back. But here's the part that will make you sick. They've romanticized the struggle to distract you from the theft. They give you a tax credit and a Mother's Day card while they inflate the price of milk and medicine by 20% a year. They want you to feel heroic for surviving a poverty trap they built for you. You are being gaslit into believing that your exhaustion is a virtue. It's not a virtue, it's an extraction. Your love for your child is the only thing keeping this rigged system from collapsing. This is where it breaks. Stop looking at the politicians. Look at the balance sheets. A childless population is a threat to the billionaire class. Without a constant supply of new workers, wages would actually have to rise. Without a constant supply of new renters, property prices would actually have to fall. So they guilt trip you. They call you selfish. They use every psychological trick in the book to keep you breeding the next generation of consumers. But the birth strike is the only protest they can't arrest. And what you're about to see next is worse. Because while you're fighting for your child's future, the system has already decided they don't have one. But here's the twist that none of the pundits want to admit. The birth strike isn't actually about the cost of diapers or the price of rent. It's the most powerful, non-violent revolution in human history. For the first time ever, the little people have realized they hold the ultimate kill switch. By refusing to procreate, you aren't just saving your bank account. You are starving the machine of the one thing it cannot print, steal, or manufacture: human life. And that's the real reason they're terrified. Think about it. If there are no new workers, their corporations collapse. If there are no new renters, their real estate empires turn to dust. If there are no new taxpayers, their corrupt systems run dry. They call you selfish because you've stopped being their supplier. Your no is the only thing that can actually force the elites to change the rules. You aren't a victim of a dying civilization. You are the architect of its successor. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is, what happens to the ones who did have kids? They are now the loyalist class, forever tied to the old system just to keep their families fed. The gap between the free and the family-bound is widening into a social canyon. One side has the mobility to demand change. The other side is too busy surviving to even dream of it. The choice to stay childless isn't an escape from reality. It's a strategic withdrawal to gain higher ground. But no one tells you the real cost of winning. So look at your life again. Are you missing out on a miracle? Or are you the only one sane enough to stop a cycle of suffering? The elites need your hope. They need your legacy, because without it, they have nothing to hold over your head. This is where the mask finally falls. Because once the machine runs out of fuel, the only thing left to burn is the truth. So, where does that leave us? On one side, a generation choosing a birth strike to protect their freedom and starve a broken system. On the other, the traditionalists holding on to the belief that life is more than just a balance sheet. Is the child-free movement a rational survival strategy in a rigged game? Or is it the final symptom of a civilization that has lost its soul to the dollar? There are no heroes here, only people trying to survive a future that was sold before they were born. The system wants you to fight each other. They want the parents to call the child-free selfish, and they want the child-free to call the parents delusional. Because as long as you're arguing about who's right, you aren't looking at who's getting rich off your indecision. Whether you choose to continue your DNA or end it here, the price is the same, a sacrifice of what could have been. But the real question is, which price are you more willing to pay? Let's settle this in the arena of public opinion. To the parents, is your love enough to protect your child from the $350,000 debt trap? To the child-free, is your bank account enough to fill the void of a legacy that ends with you? This isn't just a video, it's a mirror. And if you don't like what you see, don't blame me, blame the math. The debate is officially open. I want to hear from both sides, and I want you to be brutal. If you believe having kids in 2026 is an act of hope, type legacy. If you think it's a financial and moral suicide mission, type strike. Check the comments, read the arguments, and decide for yourself who's actually winning this clash. Because one thing is certain, the system is watching, and they're terrified of your answer. See you in the comments.